You're welcome back. It's time for sports, and we're talking AFCON because, as you know, today is when those who are vying for third place will be playing, and that will be Nigeria and who's that again?
Tunisia.
Tunisia, yes. And I'm joined in the studio by my colleague Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. So who's your money on?
I think it's Nigeria. They play so well. They lost painfully to Algeria. It was at the death, 95th minute penalty. Free kick taken by Mahrez, and then they lost it. They should have made it to a second final in 6 years, but it wasn't to be. And we have to give credit to Algeria for keeping their, their eyes on the ball until the final whistle. Nigeria look very composed. They have a good team, a young team. They're trying to build on for the next tournament in 2021 and also for the World Cup in 2022. Right. We shouldn't forget they missed out on playing at the last tournament in 2017, and they have a good coach. Tunisia have had their fair share. Remember, they are the worst team to be at this stage of the competition. They finished the group stages with just 3 points. Wow. Beat Ghana on penalties and then went on to the quarterfinals.
They've done quite well.
Yes, and so that's how they've advanced to this stage of the competition. They've not played the sort of delightful football you like to see from one of the best 4 nations at the tournament.
So you think Nigeria is likely to get...
I think Nigeria.
But you did mention that, the issue about coaches.
Yeah. But even before that, there's this debate, and it's been long-standing, Araba, as to whether it's befitting to play the third place matches. Already teams are, they lack the appetite to go on to play for the third place. I'm chasing the final. I have to forget about playing the third place. I mean, what is it there? There's nothing. It's just only little comfort or little consolation.
But where's this feeling coming from? Or is it a general sentiment being expressed by many?
Often it's difficult to put together a team when they fail to go to the final.
Okay.
I mean,
they're deflated.
Absolutely. They ran out of the interest, and I wanted to be in the final. So what is it? Playing for third place, it comes with nothing. Yes, there's a prize, for it. I think it's $2 million or so, $2 million.
Isn't that why they're playing?
The winner, I think so. I think they have to play, and it's adds to the competition. The FIFA World Cup also has got third place as well. It's the Olympics.
As long as there's money to be
Olympics,
won
yes, Olympics have the third place because of the bronze medal as well, and then it's only the Champions League that you don't have from the third place, and they feel you throw everything going into that game, and then you lose it. So why do we have to summon every?
But you did mention that some of the countries are sacking their coaches.
Yes, the number keeps on increasing. Yesterday we had Cameroon part ways with Clarence Seedorf and then Patrick Kluivert.
Right.
Before that, we had also Guinea have decided to sack their coach, Paul Put from Belgium. He's gone. And then we had Namibia decided not to renew the contract of their coach. That's Ricardo Manetti. And then Tanzania also contemplating of parting ways with Emmanuel Munike. He's Nigerian. Right. So, and Uganda, their coach, he left them. There was a mutual agreement. So he decided to leave them, and he signed for a team.
Let's come back home. What about our own coach? What was the agreement? Was it that if we don't advance to a certain stage or we don't win the cup, he walks away?
I think the hashtag "drop that coach" will go into our folklore, our social media folklore, as a watched out campaign, because it's been trending for how many? It trended for weeks, for days and hours, and then still Kwesi Appiah
is there an agreement that if he doesn't bring the cup back home, he walks?
There's a difficulty. It looks complex because those who appointed him are not there. That's the FA. And we have the normalization committee. Their work comes to an end. That's the end of September.
Right.
And would they take a decision for the whole Football Association? Maybe they have to read his technical report. Are we being overly emotional in trying to say because we didn't go far, the coach should get fired? Does it always work? If a team fails to win, must the coach always take the blame? Must he get the sack? Maybe they want to read the technical report and then go into details and find out, what really happened. Do they deserve, does he deserve to get the sack or not? I think that's what has dominated the discussions, and the sports ministry has got to say. I know in the case of Cameroon, it wasn't the Football Association. They have a normalization committee also taking charge of their football. So the sports minister decided that Clarence Seedorf and Clivett are not good enough to lead the national team. And so they both had to be relieved of their
But you're
duties.
close to these high-ranking sports personality. Have you heard anything to the effect that the coach may want to step down or resign?
No, I've spoken to the coach.
Right.
I think I back the coach as well.
You back him in terms of what?
To stay on. I think,
to stay on?
Yes.
You think he did a good job?
I think we caused our own, failure.
How did we cause our own failure?
By going to the Nations Cup without people with the requisite know-how. I'm talking about the backroom staff.
Right.
After the football administrator argued that when a match is won, the coach only gets 30% of the success. For the 70% of it is shared between the administrators and the players. There are lots of work done by administrators that you have no idea.
But how do you respond to those who argue that the coach could have done more? I mean, looking at tactical play, if I could call it that.
I mean, it's easy for everybody to say you could have done better, we could have played this way, we could have done this. But this is the same coach. He's got something on his CV.
Yeah.
He's won the All Africa Games in 2011 in Maputo. He won gold. That was the first time the country has won gold. He managed to qualify us to the World Cup. We beat Egypt 6-1 here in Kumasi, in Ghana, and then we lost the second leg, but it didn't have any effects.
But that's all very well and good.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you just rely on your past glory? Right now, we're looking forward. You don't rely on your past glory. So
let's read the technical reports. What happened? Why did we miss out? And we shouldn't forget, we're not outplayed by Tunisia. We weren't. We weren't outplayed by Tunisia. Maybe we had high expectations of the way we should play. And I think we should have been modest with our expectations because we had problems. I mean, spiritually, we didn't have it.
Yeah.
We didn't have, a strong backend spiritually going into the Nations Cup. I'm very spiritually, so I see that.
Interesting. Yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing this. But, well, do you think that the perception that there was lack of unity within the team going into the AFCON, was that a factor in our
we didn't have disquiet in camp. What we had, I wouldn't say disunity, but what we had in camp is something of, showed us the will. People were a bit of nonchalance in there. Asamoah had to be begged before going. He felt very much disappointed with the way he was treated over the captaincy. He can smile, he can pretend as if all was well, but inside him. So esprit de corps. I mean, getting every spirit behind the team wasn't there. People will still smile, but then at the back of their minds, they were not happy. And that's when you go in with a lot of bitterness, when people have got a lot at heart, it doesn't work to the team. We need to have everybody on the same wavelength, spiritually, emotionally. And then when it happens that way, you're a brother's keeper. You rush to the field, you see players, contributing to the success. But when they sit and watch the way things are going, when they are called upon, they come to give what they have to do, then I think that's where the problem, is. So we have to look at the issues properly.
Thank you very much, my spiritual brother. That's Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. He's with our sports desk. He's an editor with Joy Sports, joining me for that discussion. But that's how we wrap up the show. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com. My name is Arba and thanks for joining us. But there are more programs ahead. JoyNews Interactive comes up next, but do be sure to stay tuned at midday when we bring you the latest on the Gregory Afoko case. Good day.